Hello, random one person. It's always funny at the very beginning of these, like, meow. Yo, Alex Johnson. Thank you for joining. Yes, I'm very excited about Attack on Titan tomorrow. Abso-freaking-lutely. So I am house sitting for my parents, and so I have my whole setup, and I'm ready to go. I'm so excited. And I'm really looking for good solid connection. I'm really looking forward to a show that I can watch during the long wait for Attack on Titan to come back whenever it will. So I'm looking for, I guess, what I call like anchor pieces or anchor shows that I can really kind of focus on and then have like all the other shows that I like to watch too. So good evening. Well, yeah, I'm not on vacation anymore, and I'm at my parents' place, and they have really good internet, so I don't have to worry about skipping and all that stuff. It's Monday tomorrow. Okay, it's not Monday tomorrow. It is Sunday tomorrow for me. So, and I actually I have to go to work. I have a new job. So I'm still adjusting because I've had a summer break for 8 years. Now I'm like, yeah, like, what am I doing? All right. Okay, so they are having a 4th season, but it may not be done with WIT. Okay, so we're definitely going to have a season 4, which is good, but we don't have the timeline for that, which is, stop watching Neverland. I really enjoyed it, so I'm gonna keep watching it, and I mean I'll be watching other stuff too, so don't worry. Oh well, thank you, Problem Bear. And what's my new job? So it's not nearly as, like, I guess, quirky or exciting, but it does come with a massive pay increase, which is nice. And I'll be working with adults, which I kind of want to do. So I'm going to be a corporate trainer, essentially. So I'm going to be training people like new programs and new initiatives and new products and those types of things. So I really like my coworkers thus far. I mean, I've only seen them for a couple times, but they seem really great. And so I'm excited about that. And I get to wear like professional clothing for the first time in my life, which is kind of exciting. Like I have blazers and slacks and high heels, and I feel like an adult, which is great. Let's see. Yes, I did quit teaching. How do I keep my skin so glowing? Lighting. I have a light. But in general, I think I've got decent skin, particularly for someone my age. Sunscreen, lots of sunscreen. Yeah, so my reasons for why I quit teaching, and I'll probably do a video about this, like this just focused on that, but I did not like being responsible for minors all the time. Like, if a kid did something stupid, like eat lotion, which totally happened, or decided to staple their leg, which totally happened, like, I'm held responsible for the stupidity of some of my students. And I told my kids, I tell them at the beginning of the year, the moment I stop loving it, I'm going to leave. And so I didn't love it anymore. I just didn't. And I did it for 8 years. So I'm not like a millennial that like is like, oh, I don't like this, I'm gonna leave. Like 8 years. And but yeah, so there's a bunch of other things. Parents would like email me nasty emails or call and yell at me. And yeah, so let's see. Yeah, teaching stressful. And I taught high school. I taught 9th and 10th graders. So you think that people, like stapling their thigh, actually I think it was a calf muscle. I can't remember. Or eating lotion or like I don't know, doing any number of weird things. They'd be in elementary school, but like, no, definitely high school. Um, yes, each patch incoming. I don't know, but yeah. So I know it's. I know I'm gonna miss my students. I really enjoyed like their ridiculousness. I feel like, and I should have kept record of all the crazy things on a day by day basis of like what happened because I have some insanely hilarious stories about my teaching experience. Oh no, don't even say they like what? They did that in high school? High schoolers and preschoolers are not that much different. Like they aren't. In fact, I think the preschoolers that I used to teach were better behaved and would follow instructions much better. So, oh my gosh, the craziest thing to happen to me when I was a teacher. Oh my, well, I definitely was sexually harassed a fair bit at one of my schools. And I don't just mean like the comment here or there or whatever. Like, I had to change my entire wardrobe to protect myself from male students grabbing my butt. So I would like walk down the hallway and they would just be like, grab, grab, grab. I'm like, oh my gosh, stop. So I know, well, that turned dark. Yeah, I'm actually like, I mean, I look back on it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I took it in stride. Like I really did. So all I did was I'd wear big poofy skirts like Miss Frizzle that had like different themes. Like I have one that has dinosaurs on it. I have one that has like DNA stripes. And then I would wear like a petticoat so that like so I looked like some like school marm or something, or like, yeah, Miss Frizzle. And so that definitely stopped. So that happened. Um those students need Jesus. I think everybody needs Jesus, let's be honest. Yeah, I definitely was. They called me Miss Frizzle all the time because I kind of dress like her. I need to find a picture of what I look like. So my mic's muted. Oh, I was like, what? I should have worn porcupine panties. Yes, I probably should have. Yeah, it's weird. Like you just you do your best. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened that like is very like not appropriate, so I'm not really going to talk about it. But I think they're kind of funny now, but like still not okay. And yes, I totally snapped at a few of them when I was able to find them. And will I miss matching up my students? Absolutely. You know, man, high school boys don't have game. They just don't. They have no game. And so like there's no way that kid who's a super sweet kid was ever going to go up and talk to that girl. And I was just like, you know, let me just help you out. You're never going to go talk to her. So I'm going to pair you up so you guys can talk to each other. And it was really cute. So, yeah, no, I mean, I remember, okay, this is actually really funny. So I had one student who, he learned how to play the saxophone just to walk around the school shirtless with suspenders playing the and he came into my room during my planning period. And so I'm sitting there like typing away and I hear a saxophone and all these people are, you know, like Yeah, sexy man. And all these students like followed him recording my response. He's like lying on my desk and I'm like trying to get him off my desk. I'm like, what are you doing? And he would not leave. So thank you. And thank you, Alex. And so what I did is I took a can of Lysol, orange scented Lysol, and I sprayed it at him. I was like, so from that point on, I used the student's name and then put repellent. And anytime he got ridiculous, I would, like spray at him. So with the Lysol. So it was really funny. Pepper spray. I actually got pepper sprayed once. It was pepper sprayed or maced. Are they different? What do security guards carry? But I definitely got hit pretty aggressive. Yeah, it was bad. So the school I taught at was in the inner city. I actually taught at 2 different schools. And I had challenges with crazy students in both schools. So I'm not going to say, oh, it makes sense. It's the inner city. No, kids in the suburb, just as crazy. But I'm 33, one step fury. And they, what is it? Yeah, there were 2 girls and they were fighting. And I broke up the fight. I used to break up fights all the time. And anyway, so I'm in between these 2 girls and the entire stairwell is full of like maybe 60 students. And the 2 girls fighting, I didn't know them, but I kind of got them separated. They were middle schoolers. And anyway, so the girl behind me like punched out at the girl and got the back of my head and just punched the other girl, at which point they started fighting again. And I'm in the middle of them like, ah. And then the security guard comes in with like his mace and just sprays everybody. And like, I got a blast of it. And I'm like, oh, like I can't see. My eyes are running. My nose is running. I feel like I'm going to throw up. Like it's so intense. And anyway, this really, really awesome student of mine I'll call him Dondre. And he just like grabbed me and pulled me into his chest and goes, come on, Miss P, we're getting out of here. And like hauls me out. I talk about how like he came to me, he split the crowd like a thundering dreadlocked Moses and rescued me. So that happened. So in that story, there's a lot of stuff that I missed. Did any of my students watch my YouTube? Yes, Monkey D. Ray, or Ray, I think Ray. Yes. Last year, I was able to keep my channel a secret for a while, and then students found me, and it became a thing. And then I became the YouTubing teacher. So there was a group of them that definitely would watch and then would come in and be like, so I heard that. And I'm like, how do you know that? Oh, wait, you little freak. You're watching my channel. You're a student of mine. Stop. So let's see. Sounds like domestic girlfriend. I don't know what that means. Shirley, the 84-year-old prostitute. Hey there. That's such an odd title. And someone named Jenny. I saw something. Jenny, I don't know who you are, but you seem like a girl, and there are not many of us. So yes, comment. Yeah, I taught 9th and 10th graders. And, it's an anime. I mean, who knows? Who knows what I'm going to be watching? There's all sorts of things. Yes, I have chosen what I'm going to be watching next, and that's The Promised Neverland. Some of you are not really excited about that. Some of you are thrilled. So but I really want to watch it, so I'm watching it. So, I decided to watch My Hero. Is it Academia or Academia? But yeah, I also thought I would just like give that one a shot. It's one that I feel like is generally pretty popular. A lot of my students talked about it a fair bit. That one and Sword Art Online. And so academia. Thank you, Alex. So anyway, I wait, really? Just random weeb? You're my student? What's your name? See if I have a student with that name. So anyway, but I'm going to watch that one because there was a lot of students that were asking for that one, and I was like, you know what? I feel like I should give that to them. I'm no longer going to be in the school, so at least I could do that. If you were my teacher, I'd probably fail. Why? Because you want to have me again, or because I'd be a crappy teacher? Because I feel like in general, I was a pretty decent teacher. So unfortunately, my strengths were not in like labs. I didn't like labs. I hated labs, actually. My strengths were in, I made lecture generally pretty interesting. And I also made sure that if anyone had any questions, regardless if they seemed kind of inappropriate, that I would scientifically and maturely answer them. So I had a lot of students that would ask me questions that they felt like they couldn't ask anyone else. It's high school, you got a lot of questions. And I would just be honest with them and say like, oh, okay, let's talk about this and talk about like why this is, what this is and all that jazz. So let's see. I hope it's a compliment. But I don't know. I built a good rapport with a lot of my students. Not so much at my second school. I think there were some students that really liked me, but I'm kind of a tough love teacher in a lot of ways. Like, I'm sorry, you didn't do your work. Oh, well. And I think they want a little more hand holding. So they really kind of struggled with that. And I struggled kind of adjusting. But my last year at my last school was pretty great. So I decided to end on a good note. So, well, thank you, Splash Gamer. I try. And you never knew what we were going to talk about. So if we were talking about, oh gosh, I don't even know, mitochondria, somehow we would get on the topic of like rods and cones of the retina and color blindness and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be reading any manga. I always want to call it manga because it looks kind of like mango, but manga. I don't, not because I don't, I'd rather read a novel. I just would. I think there's a skill to reading graphic novels or mangas, and I don't have that skill. And so I don't want to kind of be pulled out of a story because I'm trying to learn how to read these things. So yeah, maybe if there's one that I'm not maybe as invested in, I can like kind of learn how to read stuff. But yeah. Let's see. One Punch Man, a guy I dated, let's call him Dave. He really liked One Punch Man, and we did not end well. We actually dated 3 times, and it didn't end well. And so I kind of have like feelings about that show. That doesn't mean it won't go away, because I mean, obviously I'm getting married, but I'm sure I'll, watch it at some point. But he watched, I mean, I think I watched like the first episode with him, but I was just like, what's a weeb? Is that like a weeaboo? Is that a thing? People who want to be anime characters? Yes, I'm getting married, yeah. There's so little I know. There's so little that I don't know, or so little I know about anime, Japanese culture, manga, gaming, stuff like that. So I've never watched is it PewDiePie? I know who he is just because people talk about him, but I don't actually know I don't know who he is or what he does. So yeah. Um, People use it as, oh, that's not okay. I don't know. I feel like if you really love a culture, just like dive into it. So, I mean, just, there's, I wish I, could, I'm trying to think what cultures I find very, very fascinating. I wish I knew more about China and all of its kind of nested cultures because China's just such a massive country. And so I just feel like it's not just one Chinese culture. There's like different kind of pockets. So I'd like to know a lot about those because I'd like to go to China at some point. He does gaming and more recently news and memes. Oh, that explains why he's so popular. Okay, gaming. I didn't, I played games a little bit. I have never played Fortnite, although I don't know anything about it other than the fact that my high schoolers were obsessed for a while. I have played both Portals. I played God of War 1 and 2, Ninja Gaiden, yeah. Zelda, is it Breath of the Wild? Part of it. Let's see what else. I used to play Halo with my roommate, Halo 2. And I was actually pretty decent when I was in college. I'm horrible now. Like, oh my gosh, I tried playing it and I'm like, what? I don't know what I'm doing. But when my roommate and I, we lived like bachelor men. Like, on Fridays, we'd stay in, we'd order pizzas in, I'd bake some cookies, which is not really bachelor men, but I would bake some cookies and we'd sit and we'd play Halo 2 on cooperative and just eat pizza. And she would always eat mine, even though she'd order mushrooms, which I hated, and I would order peppers, and she loved mine, so she would always eat some of mine. And Adam Sandoval, do you prefer sub or dub? Just curious. It depends on the show. There are some that I really like that are subbed, and then there's some I like that are dubbed. In general, I usually gravitate to the subtitles unless I can't follow it or I find the voice actors annoying. Then I'll try the dubbing. Yeah. Barry, have you checked Girls' Last Tour yet? No, but that sounds not appropriate. Don't know what it is, but it sounds not family friendly. Oh yeah, Lindsay was amazing. She was so great. She was from Florida. She was a cheerleader, actually. But was a super huge nerd. And so, yeah, she was just great. Love? Hi, Love! Is this like Love? Wait. As in my student Love? Not my love of students. I had a student named Love. Oh, hey! How's your summer? Yeah, Love was a student of mine, and I had him in first hour, and it was like the most bizarre, ridiculous hour. They were so much fun, though. And yes, I talked about how I had really, really bad date stories. And I think I might do a video where I talk about my bad dates because, oh my gosh, there have been so many of them. Beautifully, Chris has never been one of them. He's always been, awesome date. Let's see. Tired, I have football. Oh, tired, I have football. Okay, sorry. Oh, you're doing football? I didn't know that. Well, yeah, I could see why you'd be exhausted, your school is a sports school, so praise Chris. Yes, and he's been a great guy, and he's wonderful and treats me well and takes me on lovely dates and all that stuff. Do you find it odd when your students watch your videos, Angel? And like, yes, namely, Love was one of them who would like watch my videos. There was another student, and they would like talk about stuff that I talked about and like mention it in class. And if we had nothing to do in class, which was very rare, or if there was like ever a break, they're like, let's watch Barry Reacts. And I'm like, no, we are not watching my YouTube channel at work, not doing it. So, oh, Des, hi. You feel better? The yellow gumdrops are always funny to me. Let's see. Chris is an Iron Man. Actually, I think that if Chris were a Marvel character, I think he would probably be Iron Man or Bruce Banner. Yeah, I think those are the two. We've actually talked about this before, and we haven't really been able to nail down like what character I would be. So I'd be interested. Out of all the MCU characters, who do you think I am most like? Which, yeah, I don't think, yeah. I couldn't really find one. Do they comment on me crying? Not off. No, I don't think so. Well, yes, no, one did. I forgot who it was. They said, "Oh, you look so sad." You think I'd be Hulk? Yes, Hulk. It would be great. I could just like, oh, I'd have been such a better teacher if I could like Hulk out, like scare my students if they're like out of line. Like, don't make me mad. Which Attack on Titan character would Chris be? Well, because I have been liking to Hanji, I think Moblit, just because, we're very close. But he has kind of a humor to him, maybe Jean. But he's very smart and really, really, really funny, kind of silly. So yeah, I think maybe John. I don't know. Have you ever binge watched anime? Have you reacted to with friends like Erased? Binge watched anime? Have you reacted to with friends like Erased? Put respect on Moblit name. I don't understand. Is it Moblit? Moblitz? Am I saying that right? So my type of man are older guys. Chris, actually, I've usually dug younger guys. I'm not gonna lie. In fact, the guy I dated before Chris was 8 years younger than I was. He worked at he helped actually build the high school. And so he like walked into my classroom and was working on the lights, and we just started talking, and he asked me out, and we went out, and he was really sweet. He was really great. But then I realized he was young enough. He could have been one of my students when he was in high school. And that's where I was like, oh, heck no. No. So I abandoned that. I'm sorry. And so anyway, then I met Chris. So Chris is actually the first significantly older guy that I've ever dated. Most of the guys are either between 5 years younger to maybe 2 years older. So what is the capital of Chile or Chile? however you want to say it. And that's embarrassing. I don't know. What's the capital of Missouri? Chris is 41. So Chris is 41. I'm 33. So he's 8 years older than I am. So we've got Puerto Rico. Oh, nice. Let's see. I'm missing some other stuff. I think they were asking, have there been any shows that you've reacted to? Oh, I mean, I don't usually watch anime with my friends because my anime watching friends don't live in Kansas City. So it's really difficult for me to binge watch or watch things with my friends. But if I have the opportunity to watch something with one of my friends, then I will absolutely do so. In fact, Fran's going to be coming down for my wedding. I'm hoping to get some time to where we can talk about anime because she loves anime. And she's actually the one that got me into it as, you know, when I was in my early 20s. She talked about, she got me watching Full Metal Alchemist. And so she kind of told me the story just like a very, very tiny bit for like the first like 5 minutes of the show. And I was like, oh, I'm hooked. So anyway, I watched it and it was great. And I feel like I'm losing my voice. Do I sound sultry? Would you like to visit Japan? Yes, I would love to visit Japan. I'm less interested in visiting the big cities of Japan. I would rather go into the small towns, the coasts, see the mountains, nature, go to the temples. That's really what I dig. I mean, obviously I'd go to the major cities, but I don't know. I'm yeah. Hold on one second. It is so freaking hot in this house right now, and I'm like sweating. You can probably see me sweating. I'm like, so hold on. I'll be right back. Woo! I'm back. Yes, and it was 80 degrees in here. Like 80 degrees. What were my parents thinking? Like, I swear, I'm just like, I'm so. What was the moment of Attack on Titan? The hook, and I don't even know. So I have no idea what would be the moment. I mean, I would probably, when the mom died, I think that was probably the big, yeah, thing. Yeah. Did you left the light on? I mean, I don't understand. Yes. It's special rare if she wants to see the nature side of Japan. Yeah, I definitely want to go see like the poop museum because I mean, come on, who doesn't want to go to a poop museum? That's hilarious. And I mean, I'll probably go to some of the strange cafes that seem strange to me, but not strange to other people. And I mean, food. That's the thing. The reason why Chris and I aren't going yet is because we want to save up a lot of money so we can like eat at really awesome places and stay in some pretty swanky hotels. So, Barry, who buys your furniture and why? Are we talking about this furniture? Or are we talking about the furniture at my house? Because there's two different people. I buy the furniture at my place. And my parents are actually antique collectors, and they have done their entire house in authentic mid-century modern furniture, literally everything. So hence why there are Tupperware coasters, you know, or my favorite. Here we go. Here's some of the reading that you can read when you come into my parents' house. Ready? What about communism? How about this one? Survive nuclear attack. 10 for survival. The communist Trojan horse. What to do when an atomic bomb strikes? Let's see what else we've got. Let's see what else we got. Holiday in a trailer. Yeah, so my parents, they collect, and they've essentially designed their entire house to feel like the set of Mad Men, and it's really awesome. So, yes, I was hooked on the first episode of Attack on Titan. Oh, book review. Okay, if you want me to do book reviews, I can. I just need to like finish reading some books because I'm really busy and I've been focusing on anime, but it's true. I do need to read. Because the more you read, the more inspired you are to write. And I used to write all the time. And then I became a teacher and I stopped because my students just sucked all the life out of me. So I would like to, I don't know, I'd like to get back to writing. Particularly when I have kids, that'd be kind of a great thing to do. It's like while my kids are like crawling around the floor, I can just type the next great American novel. Totally kidding. I'd probably be a pulp writer. But updates on Laura. Laura's coming to my wedding. And that's about it. I know way more about like her, but I don't necessarily feel comfortable talking about it because it's her life. But she's doing really great. And she's coming to the wedding, which is lovely. Laura, is she ever returning? Well, she lives in Texas, so she would only return if she were in town. Maybe during my wedding weekend, but let's be honest, I'm going to be focused on things like, getting married. So, and I'll make sure to give pictures and all that jazz. Let's see. How about student reviews? So, like, reviews of my students. Oh gosh, man, I had one kid who I was really scared of, like legitimately terrified of. I told my boyfriend at the time and my parents and my friend who was a police officer that if I died, to look up this kid. He was psycho. He boiled his family's goldfish alive. He liked to kill squirrels on the weekend. He would like leave really like awful threatening notes to me. My favorite though was when he just was like, I have enough, like freaked out and just jumped out my window and ran across the cornfield and out of sight. I was like, he also burned a textbook and was going to drop it on my desk as a threat, but then lost his testicular fortitude and just flushed it down the school toilet and caused a big flood. So, and let's see. Someone asked me about my degrees. Wedding live stream. No, I am not live streaming my wedding. Sorry, not happening. But we will be videoing the wedding, so I might edit some of that. But the problem is there's going to be a lot of like family members and like people that I don't necessarily feel like I have the freedom to put their images online. That's just not, I can do it for me, but like that's not, I don't really feel like that's my place to do that for them. So I'm probably not gonna. Do story time Saturdays or whichever day of the week. Yeah, I've got lots of stories. Yeah, I've lived I feel like a generally ridiculous. I feel like it's a generally like calm life punctuated by like moments of ridiculousness. So, oh my gosh. Someone live streamed their divorce? That sounds kind of sad. Actually, sounds really sad. Did you see that porcupine? Okay, tell me. Spill the tea. What does that mean? There's this stupid YouTube channel that keeps on popping up in my feed or in my recommended called like Tea Spill. And I watched one and was like, this is dumb. But what does that mean? Spill the tea. I hear that. And yeah. Yeah. When is my wedding? Oh, gossip? Okay, so tea is gossip. Where does that come from? My wedding is going to definitely be in August 10th. And do I have any degrees? I do. I have my undergrad was in psych bio with an emphasis in neuroscience. I have a master's in environmental science with an emphasis on prairie restorations. And then I have my master's in education focusing on biological education. So I have 3 degrees, 2 masters, and a bachelor's. I think I'm done. There's a part of me that really wants to go back to school and get my PhD, just because there's some research that I want to do that I feel like a layperson couldn't do, and no one's doing some of this research, and it bugs me. So, it comes from the beauty makeup community, apparently. That explains it. I watched a tutorial on hair and makeup because I was going to be, I was a model for someone today, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I definitely, yeah. So and then I was looking stuff up in preparation for that. And then they were telling me that apparently I wanted to know about stuff. You seem overqualified to be a teacher. I don't think it's that I'm overqualified to be a teacher, because I actually know a lot of teachers who have PhDs, not in education, but like in their fields. I think it's sad that we don't expect more from our teachers. I personally think that high school teachers need an advanced degree in the subject they're teaching. For instance, people who teach English, I think, should have an advanced degree in English. Same thing if, physics or mathematics. And I really think that's important. What genetics? No, actually, kind of brain development. I really want to look at how brain stimuli impacts the onset of puberty in humans, but I would use mice because I can't practice on humans, but I could practice on mice. I think that in our over-sexualized community, I think that's changing brain chemistry, and brain chemistry impacts physiology. So I would really want to look at that and see if animals raised in a highly sexualized environment actually reach sexual maturity earlier. So also, I would love to look at brain scans of people who are triggered by ASMR videos and figure out if there's any type of therapeutic if we could integrate those types of videos and that type of stimuli in therapy. So yes, those are a couple things I would like to look at. What's perverse? I don't know. Funny substitute teacher stories. I don't have any funny substitute teacher stories because I'm a teacher. I'm not a substitute. So I'm trying to, yeah, that's all I got. I have no fun stories about substitute teachers. And thank you. I am underqualified to be a model for sure. I had no idea what I was doing. Please make shout out blocks, lighting, YouTube. Hello. Let's see. Do you miss being a student? Do I miss being a student? Yes, very much so. If someone would pay me a livable wage to be a student for the rest of my life, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I love learning. Even if they told me like, you're going to study this, even if I initially don't find it interesting, I enjoy the practice of learning. I love feeling like my brain is being stretched in different directions. So what's the story about kids and Illuminati? Oh, yes. I got a piece of hate mail once from these kids who were upset that I assigned too much homework. And they said like that it was like, why you joined the Illuminati, Miss Prue. Oh, gonna say my last name, never mind. So Miss P is a devil worshiper. I mean, all this stuff. And I got the note and just started laughing. Oh my gosh, I thought it was the most hilarious thing I'd ever read. And so anyway, yeah, that was really funny. So yeah, actually I became like that student and I eventually developed a really great rapport. He wrote it because he was overwhelmed. And so I was like, look, I'll stay after school with you. And so we stayed after school and worked on his homework. And he eventually was like, oh, this isn't as bad as I thought it'd be. Okay, I live in Australia, and when I was back at school, year 12, teacher would often say that American education system is 10 times worse than Australia. Is that true? It depends on the system in terms of like the school system itself. I think that there are some systemic problems with the education system, and one reason why I left. But I think with the American education system, there's like really good schools that are like amazing. And then there are other schools that are like, okay, but kind of like not wanting to leave anyone behind. So they drop the rigor down for everyone. And then there's like schools that I don't know what people are doing, but they're awful. So it's a gradient. I think it's probably like Australia. So yeah. I assume, yes, some of my students have crushed on me. There was definitely a student who tried to kiss me and I smacked him with a clipboard. So he then he then graduated, came back into the school while I'm teaching, wrote his number on he like ripped a piece of paper out of some poor kid's notebook, wrote his number on it, folded it, handed it to me, kissed it at me, and goes, call me sometime, baby, and walked out. And I was standing there like, oh. So yeah, I think probably some of my students did crush on me. So I'm looking forward to working with adults where that's not as much of an issue because everyone's married with kids. Are dinosaurs real? Yes, dinosaurs are real. What type of question is that? Next, they're going to ask me if the Earth is flat, which it is not. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, I have so many school stories, and I'm actually not a creationist. I don't know why people ask me, or maybe it was a reference to the other person. But yeah, yeah, I have so many teacher stories. Like, I feel like I'm just kind of rambling through all of them right now. One of my first school that I was at, it was a really bad school. In terms of like actually, that's not true. There were things that were really good about it, and there were other things that weren't great. But anyway, there were these ceiling tiles, you know what I'm talking about. They're like office ceiling tiles, and they were warped and wet and caved in. And occasionally one would just like fall from the ceiling and land on a student, which was hilarious. But one time we had a large rat running above the ceiling tiles, and like I was like, as I'm teaching, I'm like praying. I'm like, fallen a student, fallen a student. Oh my gosh, that would be so funny. No, I never did. But like just stuff like that happened all the time. Yes, it was inner city. So it was in inner city, Kansas City. So I mean, crazy stuff. Yes, I agree. Osang Karadisi. No, I absolutely think that there needs to be more respect for teachers. I remember I had one student who, like, I gave them, like, this was a fairly standard thing. Student would cheat on assignment. Student would get 0 for assignment. Student would go home and cry to parents or lie to parents. Parents would then write me a very angry email and write my principal an angry email about how terrible of a teacher I was. Sometimes I would have to then give the student the assignment to do again. I was just, so I don't necessarily, I did not feel really respected a lot by parents, but I loved my kids. Like, the kids were great. So I taught for 8 years. Yeah. Do I have a P.O. box? I do not have a P.O. box. I thought about getting a P.O. box, but I'm worried that people are going to send me weird stuff. Like, I don't know. But I mean, maybe I should get one. So, what's my favorite word? Syzygy. What's my favorite word? I don't know. I'll probably, maybe I'll do a video of like my top 10 favorite English words. Apparently a lot of international individuals watch me to improve their English. And so that might be kind of fun. And yes, I do discipline the students. No. Like, let's see. Is it normal for me no have big brain from school? I mean not to have a big brain from school. I mean, I don't necessarily think that standard high school settings are for everyone. I think a lot of times people should have on-the-job training. And so, yeah. You like relinquish. Let's see. Philology. That's kind of a fun word. Philology. Have I ever considered lifting? I might have considered it, but I've never done it. That's not true. I do lift occasionally. Yeah, I mean, I would love to be in better shape. And that's something that I'm going to be doing in the next like 9 weeks in prep for my wedding. So I probably should have started that before I got engaged, but alas, dinosaurs are not aliens. They're just large chickens. Oh gosh, all this stuff. Make some gains because that is ripped. But I have actually, and this is something like, if you watch my like really, really early videos to now, you'll probably see that like my face is fuller. I've gained maybe 25 pounds since maybe 20 now, since the beginning of my time on YouTube. And it's because I actually struggle with pretty intense anxiety. I've had it since I was a very small child. I think most people who have anxiety are just they're anxious or nervous. They don't actually have genuine anxiety. I gain it in my butt, by the way, if you're wondering where it all goes. A little bit in my face, and then just, yeah. Anyway, so I started taking an anti-anxiety medication, and it was amazing. It's just, I take 5 milligrams of Lexapro. Now I take it every 2 days, like every 3 days. And that is enough that I'm able to function and do my life. I've weaned myself down to that. But like, as a result, I like gained a significant amount of weight, and I'm like trying to kind of scale back. Will eating yogurt while reacting to anime ever come back? Do you want me to eat yogurt while watching anime? Because I can do that. Yes, talking psychiatry, because I'm not a Scientologist. So, that's just how that is. One of my university classes sometimes uses anime as theme. Would you like to do that? Like, teach a class about anime as theme? Sure. Mikasa is 150 pounds, 5'9". Wow. Yeah. And she's probably all muscle, which is incredible. She's also animated. So that'd be easy. Do I like ASMR videos? Sort of. I mean, there are some that I enjoy. I don't find, like, do I get a response from ASMR? Sometimes. Do I spend all my time watching them? No. Did I use it maybe as treatment before my anti-anxiety medication? Yeah, I did. But some of them are weird. There is a weird element to ASMR. Like when people role play or dress up or whisper, like I don't know, like I'm going to brush your hair. I'm like, no, thank you. Like, it's weird. No, I can't do it. I don't know. Are you talking about? No, who's James Brown? I don't know who James Brown is. When you said James Brown, I thought you meant John Brown. John Brown, the historical figure who was part of Bloody Kansas and was a figure in the Civil War. But yes, I mean, John Brown, mixed bag. Do you have any favorite Attack on Titan ships? Yes. Weirdly enough, Aaron and Levi. I think they're, yeah. And obviously, Amir and Historia. And then I have no idea who Armin would be good with. Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, so those are some of them. What about ASMR called Yoda Eats a Hamburger While My Parents Fight Downstairs? I kind of want to watch that because the title is so amazing. Please, if you guys want me to watch any other random videos other than anime, like, please hit me up on Twitter. I actually joined the world of Twitter. Ta-da! And so, anyway, yeah. Oh, that's right. It's easy to forget that Aaron's 15, Levi's in his 30s. That is true. Never mind. I take it back. If there's any like random stuff that you want me watching, like just send that to me on Twitter. And I will then, I will watch it. Someone actually sent me a reaction video that I'm going to react to. These guys who like are watching, like, when I don't want to say who it is who died because some people might not have watched it, but one of the major deaths of this season. And anyway, so I kind of want to watch these people losing their mind. Let's see. So you sleepy? I'm getting there, and obviously my voice is going. I feel like from the beginning of this video to this video, like, my voice has gotten really low. Yeah, I would love to react to other reactors because actually I don't watch other reactors, so I actually don't know what they do or how they. I don't know. I almost feel like I want to be, like, untainted. I'm at least an 8.5. Well, thank you. Let's see. Texas. I sometimes go to Texas. So yeah, I will let you guys know. I'll be in Iceland on my honeymoon, August 11th through the 18th. So if any of you live in Iceland. Where's Chris? He's at home. He's at home. I'm at my parents' place. Chris and I don't live together. So I have my house, he has his. And so that's why, but obviously when I get married, I will move in with him. The best late excuse you ever heard: that their cat had thrown up on their homework and they actually brought the homework with the cat vomit on it in a Ziploc bag. So I definitely graded it and then gave it back to them. with the cat vomit. So let's see. Do my parents know about my YouTube channel? Sort of. I don't talk to about them, or I don't talk about it with them. My dad is not a supporter or fan of me having a YouTube channel. He thinks I'm ruining my career or would. And so I just really didn't talk about it a lot. So yeah, they're not super, keen on that. Do I sing? I can sing, and I actually sing in a choir every year, and I sang in a women's choir in college, but I don't like belt out tunes just for fun. Maybe karaoke. I do like karaoke. Yes, Chris has made cameos in my videos, and we are going to be doing a video together that will be, Have I chatted with other reactors? No, because I don't know any other reactors. I feel like I should, do I reach out to them? Like, how do I do that? Like, hi, you're another reactor, and hi, we have nothing in common other than the fact that we watch anime and react to stuff. Like, I don't know how to do that. You eyes is beautiful? ? Is my eyes? Yeah, thank you. They're gray. Which is not a super common color, which I really like. I will watch Attack on Titan Junior High once Attack on Titan. This one is, once this is done. You don't believe in living with someone for a while before marrying? Poochies. No, I don't. The data actually shows that couples that cohabitate before marriage are more likely to get divorced. So I am one of those people that, also for religious reasons, I don't. Chris and I are both evangelical Christians. And I'm actually, yes, evangelical Christians. I think there's a negative stereotype that goes with evangelical Christians as I don't know, there's all sorts of stereotypes. I don't think we're really those stereotypes, but we do ascribe to certain standards of behavior, and that is, that's why we don't live together. So, let's see. Have I watched Breaking Bad? I need to plug in my computer, by the way. It's about to die. So I'm going to disappear for a little bit. Breaking Bad, I made it to the bathtub scene, and that was so gross. I just couldn't do it. All right, hold on one second. I'll be right back. Ugh. And there we go. Okay. Okay. Yes, I'm back. Let's figure out. Let's see. Who's Steve? Oh my Steve. Thank you, but I'm not going to comment on that, so we'll just move on to the next comment. Let's see. A country I'd like to visit. There are so many countries that I'd like to visit. I'd like to visit all of them. That's just kind of, because every country has great history. And that's the thing. Before I go visit a country, I actually like to study and read about their history. So now I'm going to Iceland. I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to read books about Iceland, and I've got to learn about their history and all this stuff. So that's something I'm really excited about. So, because when you go, if you know about their history, then the stuff that they tell you just kind of enhances your knowledge, and your knowledge enhances the experiences. So I already know a fair bit about the geology of Iceland, considering it's on a divergent plate boundary, but I do want to know about the human history of Iceland. So that's something. Anyway, but that's a place I'm excited to go to. Hi, Claudia. Alan, please read me. I read you. There's just so much. I can't always. I don't know if mods are still here. Are any moderators still in here? Because if not, would someone like to become a moderator? Because I can do that. Oh yeah, definitely. So with France, I have oh dude, Alex, go to bed. Go to bed. Like seriously, I should not be up either. I should go to bed. I'm still catching most of the creepy comments. Yeah, I appreciate that. So my I was raised in a very unique family. Although I was raised in like a conservative Christian family, I was steeped in the world of art. My parents also collect art. And by that I don't mean like art that you got from the art fair, like um Whistlers and Bentons and Bella Roche and Heckle and all these Pissarro. And so I had all this like original historic art hanging on the walls. We actually would have tour groups that would come through our house. And so I would also like, I don't know, like we would watch things about art. We watch Art of the Western World and the Garment of White Churches. And so I know a fair bit about French and Italian and German and Belgian and British history because of that. So but I would still brush up before I went. Yeah, Alex, you're great. Someone said, let's see. Yes, it was settled by the Vikings. So let's see. Who else wanted to be there was someone who's like, I'll be a mod. Who was it? I'm scrolling through and I can't find it. Here we go. Add moderator. 900 Parkway Drive. I have seen you often, so you are now a moderator. So Alex, go to bed. And so, okay, Angel NW. Yes, you can invite everyone to mod. Let's see. The Sinister Eyes one. Do you want to be a mod? I mean, I remember. I mean, we've talked a fair bit on YouTube, so you know. Yeah, Alex, I think it's time for you to go to bed. I should really be in bed because I have church in the morning. So, can I be an assistant mod? But I don't think there's a place for that. Like, I don't think I'd be like, he's an assistant mod. So is this what Angie is up to when she is not with the Survey Corps? I really wonder what her hobbies would be. I think she would be just studying stuff, or she'd get really into beekeeping or something. I don't know. Like that would be kind of cool. Can I be a useless mod? No. Yes, I think it's time for Alex to go to bed. Jesus is my mod. Yes, he is. However, I don't think he's going to intervene with spoilers of Attack on Titan. I think there's more important things for him to focus on. I do wish we had more of the Hanji backstory, and I mean, maybe that'll be something that we will we will see. That would be lovely because she's just, you know, I mean, she's great. I enjoy trolling trolls too much to be a mod. Yeah. Let's see. Thinks of branches of a different. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. One of the questions that everyone asks me is, do I have trolls on my channel, or like, are people mean? And I'm like, I mean, not really. I feel like when people are kind of mean, or like maybe not mean, but like they get really like aggressive, but like, you said this one thing. I try to not take it personally, and I try to just like, I don't know, let them be like, I'm sorry you feel that way. How can I make this better for you? Because I mean, if you like, clap back at someone, it's only going to make them double down. So let's see. There are a few when you live stream. Who am I? Red Buster. My name's Barry. Like, I actually go by Barry in my real life. Like, it's not just like a name I picked out. Like, that's what my family calls me. It's not my given name, however, and I will leave that a secret. But definitely my Barry is what everyone calls me. Ken's Francois Simonville. Welcome. You're new. Who's your least favorite character on Attack on Titan and why? At this point, cowardly dude. I can't remember his name. Flock? Just because I don't know enough about him. And yes, my real name is Baritone. No, my name is not Baritone. That would be pretty great, though. How do you sleep? Like, position of sleep? I sleep well. I sleep very well. I mean, I don't know. That's a weird. I'm not quite sure why you want to know the position I sleep in, but I guess it really just depends. It depends on the temperature. It depends on how tired I am. All that sort of thing. Oh, because you're sleepy. Okay. Let's see. Angela Lansbury. Yes, that's actually my real name. No, it's not. Oh, that makes way more sense. Okay. Can you start 7 Deadly Sins? I mean, maybe. I mean, I'm gonna have to wait. I'm getting tired too. Like, it's my brain is processing things a little slower than they normally would. Do you have the power to sleep on any terrain and crevice possible, regardless of comfort? Sleeping is my superpower. It is actually. There are only a few places I can't sleep. Unfortunately, one of those is an airplane. I can't do it. But there was one time I was over at Chris's and I was going to take a nap and I was on the couch and I passed out. And unbeknownst to me, Chris and his dad were using large, loud machinery to repair the, what is it? The fireplace, and I was completely out. Like, I slept for an hour. I slept through the whole thing. It was pretty great. Mile High Club member or not? Not. I am not a member of the Mile High Club. Sorry. I wish I could be that cool, but alas, I'm not. Let's see. Your name, movie, reaction. Okay, your name. Okay, your name. Okay, I get it. So your name is the movie. Maybe send it to me on Twitter. Honestly, that's where I'm keeping track of everything. Or Instagram. I think those would be the two places. Or you can email it to me. That would be fine too. Momo, maybe there's a reason. I'm kidding. I'm sure you're wonderful. And I don't know you, but I'm sure if I did, I wouldn't say be friends, but maybe I'd have to meet you first. Oh yeah, 00. I'm totally open about that. I'm 33. I used to be really embarrassed about the fact that I was older than 30. I was like, but it's like, I don't know. I love my 30s. My 30s are awesome. My 20s sucked. They were so bad. It was just a string of heartbreak and sad relationships and like angst. And if someone should have told me, hey, like, you're going to get married when you're 30, in your 30s. Like, you're going to marry when you're 33. Live it up in your 20s. Go travel. Go make friends. I would have been like, yes. And it would have, like, allowed me to not make some of the relationship decisions that I made. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I taught for 8 years. So my favorite is I would have my students guess my age. And they would guess anything from 24 to like 50. And I'm like, who are you? Like, you think 50? Like, what? Yeah. So wait, you said my 20s. horrible, but damn, my 30s have been nightmare. I know, the worst it's come. Oh my gosh, I've loved my 30s. They were great. Like, I mean, they were great. I'm in the midst of my early 30s. It's just great. So, how do you show closer your eyes? I don't know what that means. Tom Cruise. You're clearly responding to someone, and I'm just gonna keep on reading. That's so true. Yeah, the 20s are supposed to suck. But I feel like there's this idea that your 20s are supposed to be amazing and you're supposed to like go to all these places, these festivals, and travel and like live the world and I just didn't. I mean, I did some stuff, but I'm really enjoying my 30s. I'm more financially stable. I'm more emotionally stable. I have a really great group of friends. Can I show my eyes up close? Sure, I can do that. This will be weird and creepy, but anyway, these are my eyes. Why doesn't my 20s suck? Because your 30s are gonna suck. I'm kidding. No, it'll be. Some people are blessed with great 20s, but I'm not gonna say I wasn't one of them, but there was a lot of really sad stuff too. Yeah, 20s were rough. Do I ever have body odor? Super random question. I think everyone has body odor to some degree. However, like, I don't know. I don't stink like a lot of people. Guys, yeah, they smell. So your like scent that you have is actually based on the composition of the bacteria on your skin. So that's why some people smell like onions and other people don't. It's because the different compounds the bacteria are releasing when they're breaking down dead skin cells and anything that kind of leaks out of your sweat. Sweat is in general doesn't smell. It's the bacteria that's growing in your sweat that does. All that to say, I do never smell. I don't think I've ever really smelled like onions. So the bacteria on my body is the non-offensive type. So I know it's a weird question, but that's how I would answer one of those questions that my students asked it to me, where they were like, "Do you do this?" And it's like, well, let me answer this question for you. Have you been able to travel more? I'm 26. I feel like I'm running out of time. You are not running out of time. You are not running out of time. I do ceramics, and I was at a ceramic studio, and there were people who traveled. They were in their 80s and they were still traveling. Like, it was amazing. You're 26. In fact, I lost the worst game of Scrabble. Like, I was defeated so severely at Scrabble by a woman who was 110. I think about that. She was, when I was born, this is when I was 30 years old. Like, she was 80 years old when I was born. She was a leathery old lady when I was born. Like, holy freaking crap. Like, you're not running out of time when you're 26. Well, I would probably say that the ancestor of the chicken happened first, and there was a mutation that brought about a variant that would then become the actual chicken. So whatever you think. I know. She was amazing. Her name was Meryl. I forgot how old she was when she died, but she was definitely older than, like, she was over 110. But yeah, she beat me so bad at Scrabble. And then I realized it's because she'd been playing Scrabble for almost a century. Like, yeah, you're going to be good at Scrabble. She was 33 when Hitler took France. Yeah, could you imagine, like, the life that she saw from when she was a child to, like, now? I mean, the mass spread of the automobile, like World War II, like the Depression, the space race, medicine advancements, civil rights, the Cold War, cell phones. I mean, just yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. People have such an easier life now in terms of, like, in some ways, they have a much easier life physically, but definitely I think emotionally it was better back then. Society doesn't have the ties it had then. Like, for instance, I remember when I was a kid, like if I needed an egg to make pancakes, I would walk next door to my neighbor and ask them for an egg. Or my neighbor would come over and be like, hey, do you have any dishwashing detergent? I'm out. Like we had like a really nice, I mean, we do stuff with our neighbors. That doesn't happen anymore. Like Chris doesn't know his neighbors. I don't know my neighbors. My parents don't know their neighbors. And I've decided that when I move in with Chris, I'm inviting everyone on the street over for a barbecue because it's important. No, she's not living anymore. She's gone. You look like my second grade teacher, but with brown hair. Well, was she sweet and kind? Did she bake you cookies and stuff? Honestly, saying whatever, I totally forgot who you are. I know, right? Yeah, this was not a short chat. This has been a long chat. I've just been. I should have been in bed a while ago. Yeah, we probably will. We're probably going to start having kids, or at least try to start having kids soon. I want kids, so Chris doesn't not want kids, but Chris is more just like, okay, if you want kids, we'll have kids, that type of thing. Trump did not divide us. Trump is a symptom of our division, and him being president has only exacerbated it. But the fissures were already there. I don't believe in laying the blame of our fractured society at the feet of that moral desert. I'm not willing to give him that credit. By what year of college do you think a person might have their career choice figured out? Some people know what they're going to do in middle school. Some people know what they're going to do like in college. I didn't know what I was going to do. I mean, I'm doing a massive career change at age 33. And to be honest, like, I'm probably going to, in the next year or two, probably the next 2 years, be a stay-at-home mom and raise my kids. And that's what I really want to do. Like, when someone told me, they were like, when I was 15, they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I was like, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to raise my kids and take them to like science museums and the park and homeschool them and bake cookies and play with them outside. And so, yeah. Let's see. My kid's name will not be Hanji. Yeah, will not be Hanji. Do you have any other words or language? I think you're wondering, do I speak anything other than English? And I don't, but I really want to learn another language so that my kids can be bilingual. So Chris speaks a little French. He went to French camp, and like when he was younger, like he took French and went to French camp and sang French beaver trapping songs and stuff like that. He grew up in Minnesota, so it makes sense. Have you ever thought about private teaching online so you can work from home? Actually, that's something that I would probably do once I like had kids. So yes, Crayon PH, that would be awesome. Chris actually told me, he's like, here's the thing. He's like, if you make enough money from YouTube to make, he gave me an amount, X amount of dollars on YouTube, on stuff. He's like, just quit your job. Because he actually travels sometimes. He's a lawyer, he's an attorney. So he travels to different clients and stuff. And so he's gotten to the point where he doesn't like traveling without me, which I think is really cute, really sweet. And so he would like the opportunity for me to come with him. My current job, I obviously can't do that. So he's like, I'd like to do that. Have you ever thought about becoming the next John Wick? Yes, absolutely. I'm super jealous of Keanu Reeves' skills and everything and his attitude. He's incredibly down to earth, and I love that. What did you do when you were 22? Oh my gosh, I made a host of bad decisions. Let's see. What did I do when I was 22? I graduated from college, which was in 2008. There were no jobs to be had. So I binge watched all of Buffy and Angel and something else, Roswell, New Mexico, or not Roswell, New Mexico, Roswell, the show. I took a road trip to Roswell, New Mexico with my sister, applied to graduate schools, and worked at a garden center where I sold overpriced shrubs to high maintenance women. That's what I did in my 22. Oh, hello from Kansas City, Carlo Sotero. Um, who did you vote on in the last presidential election? I did not vote for president. I voted for everything else, but I couldn't do it. I should have written in someone, but I left that one blank. I voted for everyone else, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't. And in fact, I had no idea who I was going to vote for, even when I went into the polling box. I was hoping there'd be like a lightning or like an angel from God that's like, you should vote for this person. But it didn't happen, so I left it blank, which honestly, I'm kind of okay with. If you write a story in the world of Attack on Titan, what would it be about? About Hanji's backstory. I think that would probably be what I'd want. Or, yeah, I think it'd be that. Ron Paul 2020? No. Hello, Kenneth. Yes. You like Jeb? I like boring politics. I want politics to be boring. I want Christianity to stay weird. I want Christianity to be weirder than it is. And I want politics to be boring. Because honestly, I don't care about a lot of the stuff that people freak out about. I care about things like roads and sewers. I know that's not sexy, but you know what's less sexy than talking about sewers? Crap in the streets. So I want to talk about like those things, like what president is going to make sure that the states, but in the end, that's not really a president thing. So I'm more focused on local elections because I care about the stuff that's actually, on the grounds, like important, like homelessness. I don't necessarily think that should be something done at the federal level. I think that should be done at like, the local level. So yes, I don't know. I actually used to work in politics and I stopped. So I just, let that go. So what do you think Hanji's backstory should be? I don't know. Maybe I'll try writing some fan fiction. I've never done that. I've never written fan fiction. But I feel like it wouldn't be. I just don't know. I haven't read enough about her. Like, I feel like I would write stuff and then I would like watch the anime and then discover like what I'd written in my fan fiction was completely off. I want to stay consistent, But that would be kind of fun to do some fan fiction. I said she's lost more people than but so she obviously has a sad backstory. Yeah, and the fact that she's able to like kind of keep her like humor, I like really want to do that. Would you assume my gender? Well, no. I don't know. Like you're Grinix, so whatever that is. Oh, thank you so much, Spinda, for the win. Yeah, I should go to sleep too. I think, yes, I think I should really probably go to sleep. So Trigun or Bebop, I assume you mean Cowboy Bebop, and I would say yes, Bebop, because I haven't watched Trigun. So there's that one. Oh my gosh, it's almost 1 o'clock. Oh my gosh, I gotta get up. Oh no. Is Hanji in love with Levi? I think their relationship goes beyond just standard love like that. Have you ever jumped out of bed? Yes. I don't know. Good night, Robert. Yeah, Oh, Dragon Ball Z Clasher. Hello from India. My roommate's Indian, actually. And so we took a Bollywood fitness class together, and she has her mom came and made amazing Indian food for us, which was so good. Can you do a cartwheel? I can do a cartwheel. I can. I'm not going to do it here in this room because there's furniture and stuff that I don't want to break. But yes, I can still do a cartwheel. Watch season 2 ending. It'll make more sense. Good night, Carlo. Yeah, he is kind of short. Levi is a manlet. I've never heard that term, a manlet. I kind of like that. I wish I'd known that when I was a teacher so I could call my diminutive, snarky students manlet. Let's see. All right. Thank you. All right, I'm done. I'm so tired. I'm about to I'm about to go to sleep. All right, so yes, go to sleep or else I'm totally going to sleep. And you can tell by my voice that it's low. All right, so anyway, thank you guys so much for coming and joining. And this was lovely. And yes, I will talk to you guys later. Bye. I'm so tired. Oh.